Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, instead of a DoorDash video or a cycling video, I've decided to bike around San Jose to explore all the bike lanes. Here's how I went. While we bike down San Fernando Street, I would like to do a shout out to our sponsor today. Nobody. Who am I kidding? I'm not sponsored. Anyways, downtown San Jose has 3 major east-west corridors and many north-south local streets. Overall, I would say the cycling infrastructure is actually already amazing, but it's not necessarily safe for cyclists because it's not necessarily well maintained and people are just being idiots. Let's talk about the corridors first. You can kind of tell by the Google Maps here that there are 4 corridors and 3 of them connects the east and west side of downtown. The first thing I noticed is that San Fernando Street, the bottom one, is actually closed, and that's actually the street that connects the west side of San Jose to Caltrain. So it was very disheartening to see a major corridor closed. So then I went around to Park Street and I saw a bunch of signs blocking the bike lane. And then some construction forced me into lane with traffic, so not off to a great start. Back to San Fernando Street, I actually saw a scooter in the middle of the bike lane, which is kind of ironic. But it did have a very nice separated bike path, which made me feel much safer here. Honestly, the bike lanes are actually pretty good, and especially with these cones that you see. These green cones separating us from parked cars, it actually feels quite safe. And I also really like this bike boulevard that's somewhat close to through traffic. It makes me feel much safer knowing that there's no cars behind me. I biked through North 17th Street until Heading Street and made an unprotected left turn, crossing 4 lanes of traffic, which is definitely not very safe. Anyways, if you saw my other cycling videos, you will know that I bike back home through Heading Street, and I generally felt pretty safe since it has a dedicated bike lane marked by green pavement, as you can see. Empire Street also has a bike lane, but it doesn't feel as safe because it doesn't have the green pavement. Plus, apparently it's trash day, so there's trash cans blocking the bike lane. Luckily, I didn't have a lot of close calls since it's a Sunday, so wasn't much traffic. But parked cars on the side of the street that's kind of leaning into the bike lane continues to be a problem and forcing me to merge into the traffic. By the time I got to St. John's Street, it was already really dark, so I turned on all my lights to make myself seen. St. John's is actually pretty safe since it's a super slow street with little to no cut-through traffic. But this one intersection where I'm supposed to cross 4 lanes of non-stopping traffic going up a freeway was kind of unnerving. This is the other corridor that connects East and West San Jose, so both corridors and Park Avenue are right now quite unsafe to use. Now back to local streets. These local streets are incredibly beautiful to bike on. Some streets have a dedicated bike lane like this one, but again it's trash day, so I had to use full lane sometimes, forcing myself into traffic and forcing cars to pass me by merging into oncoming traffic like this time, which is just not very safe for everybody involved. And sometimes cars will do some pretty unpredictable maneuvers, and or they will just be parking in the bike lane. But when they do exist and it's unblocked and there isn't anything in them, it's actually, I mean, not here, but you know, it's quite pleasant to bike on them. Some local streets have these separate access lanes where the through traffic goes on one side, but then there's just delivery trucks just park in the middle of it, and this guy straight up ran a red light. So not necessarily the most safe, but it's definitely much safer. These protected bike lanes are great, but they're especially dangerous at traffic lights because cars can't really see you, and they will definitely run you off the road if you're not paying attention, like this guy right here. Whoa! And this lane is apparently closed, so I have to merge into traffic, which is not great. And the cycling infrastructure in San Jose downtown is actually really good, but it's just there are always people blocking them, so it prevents us from truly enjoying the infrastructure. One last thing before I go. The Santa Clara Street shown in blue here is another corridor that connects the east and west San Jose, but the bike lane ends right after you get across. However, it's actually the safest and fastest lane for me because I know for a fact that my lane won't be blocked by parked cars or trash cans. As a somewhat experienced cyclist, I will probably use Santa Clara more than the other bike infrastructures, which is quite unfortunate. Regardless, I had a great time going around downtown and probably will start some deliveries here soon. See you next time.